Hello and welcome to Taste of History. I'm Mark.
And I'm Jill, and today we're going to recreate a 15th century recipe, buttered wortes. This comes from the Harley manuscript, which is preserved in the British Library.
Despite the unfamiliar name to the medieval cook, wortes were the herbs and greens that were used in so many recipes. Wortes, therefore, can mean any combination of greens or members of the onion family, such as cabbage leaves, beet greens, borage, parsley, leeks, spinach, and so on. There's lots of different versions.
That sounds like my duty. Assemble the ingredients. So for our buttered wortes, we are going to need spring greens. We are going to need a leek, some spinach, salt and pepper, and butter. So first job is to cut up spring greens. If you can't get spring greens, you can use cabbage. Anything from the cabbage family will work for this recipe. And next goes in our leek. If you've ever wondered whether vegetables should go into boiling water or cold water, rule of thumb is if they grow below ground, root vegetables, potatoes, carrots, etc., then they need to go into cold water and bring up to the boil. Whereas we're using vegetables that grow above ground, so they go straight into boiling water. Start by salting our water. And then in go our vegetables. That's just the cabbage and the leek. The spinach won't take as long. So after our vegetables have parboiled, in goes the spinach, because that won't take many minutes at all. If I can do this without throwing it all in the fire.
How long does everything have to blanch for?
About 10 minutes, and then you put your spinach in.
Right, and how long after that before it's ready?
The spinach, it's just until it's wilted down.
Right, to drain the greens, clearly if you're doing this at home you're going to be using a stove and a pot, and you can use a colander and drain the water straight into your sink, and it's nice and safe. Well, I'm going to use a colander as well, but this ceramic one, I've got to be careful of two things. Firstly, I don't want to douse the fire that I've been carefully keeping going for this long. And secondly, I don't really want to put boiling hot water all over myself.
No, to be fair, that would mess the day up.
So, carefully using a ladle, I'm going to move the greens into this lovely colander, hopefully not wasting anything. As you can hear, some of the water is hitting the fire and creating a load of steam. So here we go, how we got all nearly some your leeks there, excellent. Ow! Told you it's hot. Hot water all over your hand, not a good idea. It's never a good look, is it? So Jill's just getting the fire going on the other side, where we are now going to then do the next bit, which is to fry the greens.
We're going to add some butter to our skillet. Oh, this is what card. Now, that might look a frightening amount of butter. It's what we call in the trade a Georgian knob. If you would prefer a healthier option, use less butter, but not too much. Otherwise you lose the buttery taste. So our butter's melted. I'm going to add the greens. pinch of pepper, the seasoning, if you don't want to use so much butter, you can of course go back to the form of curry written in 1390 for King Richard II, and his cooks use olive oil. Back in medieval times this would have been a very, very expensive commodity, but hey, you're the King of England, you can afford it. The rest of us of course have to watch the pennies. Our buttered worts go into a dish. And to add a little bit of crunch, previously I made some croutons, which will just add a bit of crunch to the dish.
Those are big croutons.
Those are gobbets. I do like the word gobbet. I think we should use that more in conversation. But ladies and gentlemen, I give you buttered worts, a dish that would grace any Sunday lunch.
Thank you for watching. We both hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you're inspired to recreate this dish at home, then you can find the full recipe on our website at www.tastesofhistory.co.uk, where you can also find out some more information about us, what we do, and some other recipes inspired by history. So until then we meet again, take care and farewell.